Welcome back to Cwpan Cymru, where we are moving on with our day, heading down to the lower bracket, where it is everyone's last chance at this point, but I think not a hopeless last chance, as it sometimes is, unfortunately, early on in tournaments, Yatta. I think everyone who's in this lower bracket at this point still has a chance to maybe make it through a lower bracket final if they can make it through this lower bracket semi first.
And I think the exciting part as well is it's not just that anyone has a chance, but it's at any point in the match anyone has a chance, because we've seen derp, for example, be absolutely miles ahead in the semi-final, followed by absolutely miles behind in the semi-final. So any given map, any given point, who knows what's going to happen. And one thing that I think is there will be mistakes.
Yes, definitely. I think maybe even slightly, I don't even want to say slightly more than our semi-finals, because we saw a lot of mistakes even from some of the players that made it through those semi-finals as well. As we will get ready to head on into our first round, kicking things off very quickly this time around. It will be on Llandau to kick things off. It is Retzal, Belabruce, Gareth, and derp. And I don't know. I mean, I think, look, unfortunately, I think Retzal probably feels like the weak link in this match at the moment. But with that said, I wouldn't be shocked to see any two of these players making it through.
No, it's more... I think in terms of pace, you're absolutely right. I think in terms of Padster's DNF, well, good job, Padster.
What are you doing here, Padster?
I hope that doesn't break the scoring, that's all I'll say. But in terms of consistency, that's the big thing here. I think if you're a little bit slower but don't make many mistakes, you'll still be in with a chance. I think, we'll have to see mistakes. Belabruce up front here with a little bit of a pace advantage, which is nice to see. Gareth in third, but losing a little bit of time here to Retzal. I think it's a bit too much of a gap for the finish, and it is. But that has broken the points, it looks like.
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
No, it's definitely broken the points.
No, Bruce deserved to lose 10 points for that round, probably, actually. It's definitely broken the points. Bruce has just taken off his headset and raised a hand, so we have just noticed what's going on. Let's live in-venue cam to see a quick fixing of what's going on. So there are still players driving, but there has been a call for an admin as well. Somebody sort that out.
I think it's interesting that Padster's breaking everything for everybody. So first of all, breaking Louis' concentration at the start of that match. Now breaking the scores.
It's so true. Yeah, we're still. I'm sure somebody will fix this at some point quite soon. They're probably doing it off camera at the moment.
Yeah, Padster has joined the server and said, "I'm here."
Okay. Oh, so Padster. Okay, to be fair, if Padster wasn't even in the server, then listen, I'm going to give him a little bit more leeway. Then that doesn't really feel like it was his fault if he'd already left the server.
I mean, Padster is still in the scores. If I look at this match, it still says Padster in 5th place.
It does, yeah. I guess we could just do the scores by hand, We'll see if we're going to be
let me get that pen and paper.
Yeah, exactly. Because we'll see if we're going to be resetting entirely back to before 0. It feels like it might be difficult to reapply the scores entirely.
Unless they just processionally go over the finish.
Which would be fun to try and organise, but might be quite difficult to do.
Yeah.
Without someone accidentally DNFing.
They are actually in person. They could Padster could go over one by one and drive into the finish. Although
that's true, but it is. I'm worried about the timeout. By the time you jump, because it's only like a 15-second timeout, right? You've got 15 seconds to set everyone up at the line and go through in order.
I'm worried about Padster missing, to be honest.
That seems fair. Yeah, I understand. It does look like things are being sorted out in the server now. We should be getting things. It does look like we're just going for a full match restart on this one. So unfortunate for Bruce, who had a great round on round 1, if that is the direction we do go with these things here. But good news, we've successfully managed to remove Padster from the scoreboard.
Yes, and I'm not going to start casting because it says warm-up.
It does say warm-up. Well spotted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just looking to set up the camera in aesthetically pleasing places, look, we can
just put Louis on again. Oh, on the map, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Well, listen, I can put Louis back on. Here he is.
Oh, here we go. Look how focused Louis is, considering
locked in.
He's not playing.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Gareth off around the corner by himself. It's very sad. They've all left him behind.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But well, let's see if that will be unfortunate for Belabruce if
I do think, yeah, we've just done a full reset. And hey, fair enough. At least it was only one round. It was spotted quickly and sorted out from there. And it does mean that we get to restart. And this time around, I get to do my job properly, Yata, and show everyone the beautiful map graphic, because we are heading to Landau to kick the map off. We're staying on Landau to kick the match off, rather. This is, of course, again, the lower bracket semi-finals of Cwpan Cymru. And it is going to be an exciting match. Now, the main issue with this restart, I'll say it, is, look, whatever, Bruce won a round and he should have 100 points and everyone else should have lost points already. The players will have rejoined in a different order, and now I have to relearn what order they're in on my numpad, and that's actually the true tragedy here.
That is the true tragedy. And to be fair, Bruce is still in first, so maybe
it might
not
just
too
work
much
out.
harm. Although Retzal was last and Gareth is... Oh, no, there we go. Thanks, Retzal. We do need to see the match, though, Nua. I casted one. You're not showing it.
Oh, Christ. Oh, God. Yeah, there was a mistake from Retzal. Don't worry about it. It was very funny. I wish we had the clip. There's a mistake from Gareth as well. But Derp sits in second from Bruce, who is sitting in first place. And so no harm, no foul.
I think is this exactly the same order that they were in that round?
Listen, could be.
Hey, Bruce was definitely first. Retzal was definitely last. I'll take it. Oh. Well.
Oh no. Look at him. He's just sitting there with his arm folded. He knows what he's done. Oh dear.
Well, at least we were right about the bean crashes, I guess.
Yeah, that's very funny. Hey, and look, we're actually getting to watch round 2 from the start. This is going great so far. As we'll see how it goes from here. I mean, I suppose the positive for Bruce, even if he did have to crash and drop there, he only dropped 1 place and is still sitting pretty comfortably on the map. Has looked very solid in both of the rounds that we've seen so far.
That's true, but we have to wonder if this is Bruce's best map. I'm assuming Bruce has a best map. Gareth here with the I section, and that's a mistake out front by Derp, and Gareth comes out of this in first place. There's a little bit of release that's required there on that corner, and you can risk it depending on how much you release it. Going into the bug slide, there's normally mistakes here. Was there any? It doesn't look like it. Gareth has more speed coming out.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake. It was just low exit speed from Retzal on the way out there. So Derp managing to stay on the tail of both Bruce and Gareth at the moment. And it's incredibly close between Gareth and Bruce up at the front. Both of them hitting that final platform at the same time. Bruce with a slight edge and gets in front by half a tenth. Redoes the mistakes of the last round, managing to hold on this time around. And so Bruce, yeah, looking great on Landau.
Yep, so that's technically 3 wins out of 4.
3 wins out of 2. Well, 3 wins out of 3 if you just want to ignore what actually happened at the end of the last round and pretend that Bruce made it across the line without crashing. 2 wins out of 3 if you ignore the fact that we restarted, and 1 win out of 2 if you want to actually go on what's actually happened in the match.
I think take a pick. I'm going to leave this up to chat.
Yeah, whatever reality can be whatever I want style of thing. Absolutely on this occasion. As we enter the ice, nobody clipping on the inside, but Derp very wide, does touch on the outside, will drop a little ways down now, but not out of reach if there is any mistakes on the bug slide from anyone here. We haven't seen any yet in this match, and there won't be any this time around either. Gareth went very high, but again, you just see he gets so much speed down the hill as a result of that. Derp coming back at Retzal, who has just lost speed through that bug slide on both of the last couple of rounds as well. Gareth got very close to the wall. He'll get closer to that inside wall. Back into 4th place as Retzal and Derp try to catch Bruce. They won't, and Derp will come 2nd at the line. So it is Bruce with another round win, looking great, and Derp managing to hold on after that mistake he made on the ice, still holding on for her 2nd place.
Yep, it's just a little bit loose, I think, from all the players. I think there's been no one who's had a... Well, Bruce has had a pretty significant advantage, actually, taking that back. But it's not been significant in the sense that is miles out front. It's more has made less mistakes, I would say. Yeah. Absolutely. And going into this round, also out in front again, but still close with Derp. Derp has a much better drift, taking more speed through this section. Still close between all 4 of them. A little bit of airtime there from Derp. Will that cost him? Doesn't look like it. Who's going to do the ice better? Gareth. But Derp is safing a little bit, I think, a bit scared of the ice section, and Gareth released a bit too much there, although he does have some good speed. Super close between all of them. Retzal still in with this as well. Gareth goes super wide and crashes. He's out of this round.
Yeah, fully
Retzal
up on the
still in
bug
second
slide
place.
there, just way too high. We've seen Gareth going high on that bug slide, looking for speed on the downhill, and that time just went far too high. Lost all his speed by crashing into a wall. But it'll be close at the finish line still. Retzal just behind Bruce, and Bruce very wide
inside.
on the exit there. It was way too wide as he went onto the platform so early, drops 2 places, and Retzal takes the round win, and a needed round win for Retzal.
And that was Retzal's fastest time on this map so far as well. So that was really a really good push at the end. Retzal went so inside. Bruce did definitely go too outside, but I think it was also a really good push from both Derp and Retzal. They took it so inside and just both managed to take him on the line.
Well, it does mean it's that time of the match. We got to get ready for it, because these players, they're going to deoifity all over the place.
They absolutely are. Let's see if I'm not going to cast this warm up, so I'm not going to deoifity.
You're not going to deoifity all over the place for us?
No, well, maybe. Sometimes the deoifity takes hold of you. You don't really get a decision.
My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me deoifity.
I wonder what even deoifity means.
Yeah, we should probably
This could be
look it
like
up,
something
yeah.
really nice, and it's we're disrespecting it. But
Peace and love on earth. It turns out the Welsh have a word for that.
yeah,
hang on, I'm doing some Google Translate. Yeah, Google says it doesn't mean anything.
oh, perfect.
Ideal. Hang on. Surely not. Well, listen, I'll sort it out in a second. I'm just going to Google it totally. Deoifity. I'm getting results instead for detoxify. So that's interesting anyway.
Which is quite ironic based on what we were talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll get ready then to head on into this round as we'll see how it goes. I mean, as much as we're having fun with the name of the map, it has been an interesting map in rounds as well. It has been causing some issues along the way, shall we say, for some of the players at different points, but has led to some of the closer rounds we've seen too.
Yeah, I thought this was this felt like quite a flowy map when I was looking at. I didn't actually finish the map because skill issue, but it did feel more flowy than the other one. So I'm surprised there's so many mistakes, especially out front there from Belabruce, who was leading this round and was having quite a commanding lead so far in this semi-final based on performance. But Derp is now in first place and will actually overtake Belabruce if there's no mistakes. Although it was very close to the outside there. Coming into the end, who'll get a better ice slide? Retzal's going quite inside, although he's ending on the outside. Derp does clip the finish, but still manages to make it. And there just wasn't enough track left for Gareth to catch up. And will Bruce be able to finish? 8 seconds left, unless there's any mistakes here. Should we get... Oh, there is a mistake, but it's not enough. That was close. If there was a slide out there with the first DNF of the tournament.
Yeah, could have been a little bit rough on that. I've just been during that round trying different combinations, different spacing of deoifity on Google. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Useless. So yeah. Nonsense words, and therefore we can say whatever we want about it, is my take on it. Anyway, it was a great round. Good push by Retzal. Went for a lot of speed at the end, and if Derp had made slightly more of a mistake on that finish line, Retzal would have caught. Not able to, though, but Retzal's starting to pull himself back into this match a little bit, and it is Gareth, actually, who start to drop a little way down from the other drivers at the moment. Looking for a good round here, and looking for Bruce to try and get something done as well after a poor previous round. Is overtaken into third place at the moment, is within touching distance of first and second, will carry good speed onto the penalty sand as well, so getting up not quite alongside Gareth, especially with the exit there being a little bit wider than he would have liked, but again carrying good speed into this engine off, catching up on Gareth into the final ice slide. All 4 cars are here. Derp is so wide on the way through there. Gareth might beat him to the line, does, and Retzal nearly caught Derp as well. But great finish from Gareth, and a needed first place for Gareth as well, as Bruce, even with a much better round, only 2 tenths down, takes another 4th place.
Yeah, and I've been quite impressed by Retzal so far. This is a significantly better performance than in the first semi-final. Yeah. I think Retzal's just kept it consistent. It's kind of what we were saying before the match. Retzal might not necessarily be the quickest in the lobby, but if you can keep that consistent speed around the pace of a normal round from the others, then you're in with every chance. And at 62 points, admittedly, it is joint last, and there's a mistake. I will stop talking. Off to you, Bill.
That wasn't the worst mistake that we've seen. We'll drop about a second, maybe a second and a half behind here. It is exactly a second, nearly, going through that checkpoint. But it is a mistake that could be costly because, I mean, the last round, everyone finishing within 3/10 here. You can't necessarily rely on mistakes from other people, as that was great from Bruce, carrying so much speed through the penalty sand as well, overtaking derp, and into the engine. Off we go. Good line from Gareth. Should have the speed to get past derp going into this final corner. The question is, does anyone make a mistake? Yes, they do. Bruce is fully sliding out here at the finish line. Gareth will still take first. Bruce gets beaten, not quite, by Retzal, who's still too far behind. Bruce did well, I have to say, to hang on around that final corner after it started to all go wrong.
They did indeed. I mean, going too high there makes your car turn inside significantly more, and you have to do releasing, and it's just on ice. It's always scary when you have to tap release on with the gear issues. And one thing you mentioned earlier about Retzal making a mistake in the last round. Yeah. So Retzal did make a mistake, but the problem with this is if you make a mistake, the map becomes a little bit gear soup. Yeah. Because you're right on the edge of fourth for that whole plastic section. So if you go into it on fourth, you can hold fourth relatively easy. But if you make a mistake going onto it, you're in third trying to gear up to fourth, and it costs a lot more time than it looks like. So you really don't want to be making a mistake going into that section because it just compounds throughout the rest of the track.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you say, we saw it for Retzal on the last round. This time around, surviving alongside Gareth, and up front it is Derp versus Bruce, and there is nothing between the two of them. At least there wasn't going into this section. Derp gets very close to the outside wall with the amount of speed he carried onto the engine off, but all four cars enter this ice slide together. Bruce with a good line on the inside, but Derp is so quick, doesn't quite manage to re-overtake Bruce at the line. He had the inside line on him. He came in tight, but Bruce, much better ice slide to finish things off this time. Redemption after the last round, takes first and holds it all the way through that final corner.
Yeah, and it's a bit all over the place with some of the results in these rounds. I think when Bruce was winning every round, and then Derp was winning nearly every round, and they were pulling up a pretty big lead. But now we've seen Gareth winning a few. Retzal nearly passed the winner round, came in second. Bruce was first in a few and ended up in third. It's been definitely a lot more over the place in T. But now we're on to the RPG map again, Go Wild, by Black Pulse. I'm not sure if we've actually said that yet, so I will mention that now. Thank you very much to them for this very interesting and exciting map, which has been doing well, actually. On to have an RPG map in a competitive tournament feels a little bit odd for people who watch a lot of competitive or are involved in some way. But it's been very good. It's not been, I'd say, too difficult or too all over the place. And I think it's a good introduction to competitive for some players who might not necessarily play it a lot. Yeah.
I've just been told, and I say just, it was 13 minutes ago. Apparently the upper bracket match is going on at the same time as this match. So I think they started a little bit later. We'll jump over and see what's going on over there after we're done with this match here, I should say, rather. Because, look, this is elimination. Two of these players will be done for the day after this one. But we do get ready to start things off on Go Wild. And I did like what you were saying there, Yada. It is always interesting, absolutely, to have kind of this RPG-style map, as there is a mistake early from Retzal. With that said, I mean, look, having watched a lot of World Tour over the last couple of years, that is definitely, I think, the direction. Even if it hasn't been called RPG, there's a lot more kind of like mini RPG style tricks that have worked their way into competitive, just kind of quietly.
Yeah, and sometimes not so quietly if you listen to some of the opinions of the competitive players. But in this match now here, it's very close up front between Gareth and Belabruce. Belabruce taking a lower line here. Derp is still in contention, but it's super close out front. 6,000ths between the two of them. Bruce with a slightly better line, but they're both going wide, and that's triangle from Derp. That's a lot quicker. Will he manage to hold it for the next section? A little bit of a jump there. He's going to time. Bruce is going for the quicker line. Will they both be able to make the risky? They will, but Gareth and country mile behind now. No mistakes at the end. Will Gareth make a mistake at the end? And actually, will Retzal be able to finish?
I don't think so.
Is this the first DNF? I think this is the first DNF.
Yeah, 3 seconds left.
Definitely is.
Not going to make it. Oh, unfortunate for retzal there. There is your -12 that goes through as well. So a little bit tough for retzal in that round. But, I mean, that's maybe the risk of these kind of more RPG element heavy maps in competitive as well, is that mistakes can be very costly, can be very difficult to kind of recover and regain. And retzal made an early mistake. That first jump in the previous round cost them immediately. And from there, it was just trying to catch back up. This time around, it's the second jump as Bruce gets done in.
Yep, and they take different lines on this sort of turnaround section. Retzal goes a lot more, but that does get you less speed, but it does seem like a bit of a safer line. And going on to the ice jump, Gareth takes it so low. Derp and Retzal a lot higher. Retzal should have more speed than Derp. A lower landing as well, but it's dead even between them. There's 3,000, so that's a mistake from Retzal. And will Gareth be too far ahead for Derp? Derp takes the triangle again, but Gareth has more speed, but he's a bit all over the place. Can he hold it? He can, but it's still a bit all over the place and has lost space here to Derp. Derp out in front should be able to make this risky jump quite easily. Will he make it over the bridge for the finish? Yes, no problem at all. Same with Retzal, so that's a 1, 2, 3. Bruce just needs to safe this ending here, and that's not safe. He's not safe.
Okay, Bruce. Grinds on the rail on the way to the end there as well. Just making things interesting. Was considering going for the DNF, joining Retzal from the previous round as well. But that was a great round, and it was interesting, as you pointed out. It was Gareth, again, not going for the triangle on that turnaround. And while, yes, more speed as well for Gareth on the way through, you really can't use that speed all that much. The transition directly after that checkpoint robs you of all of your speed. You really have to slow down to take it. And so going for more speed, really not worth it, as demonstrated by Gareth in that round.
I think it's also a little bit safer if you do it properly. Because to go for the triangle, you have to tap drift more.
Absolutely, yeah. It is the safer line, but it is a safer line that unusually kind of does leave you more speed. Bruce is gone. He's in the mud. He's going to full crash that. He does survive, but Gareth will be coming up behind him as well. Bruce still holding on to third place at the moment, but it's Derp and Retzal out front. And you're right. I mean, look, we're coming up to it now. Let's see where both of these players go. Both of them going triangle. Derp with a better line. Again, carried more speed than Retzal there, but you do have to lose so much of your speed going over this transition, and so it doesn't matter that much. And in fact, Retzal is gaining on Derp towards the finish line there, having made that final jump, overtakes Derp towards the beam, has it centered, and will take a first place just from carrying more speed on the downhill after that difficult transition. So Derp denied the first place just about by less than a tenth at the end there. Bruce eventually came home in third, and Gareth unfortunately last in the match. Not last in the match, Retzal last in the match, but Gareth losing 10 points, dropping a long way towards Retzal.
And that's about as big as Retzal could have hoped for there. Getting a round win, especially for push as well. It wasn't even really a stake up front. And then for Gareth to be the one who actually comes in last, that's a huge boon for Retzal. I bet wishing they didn't have the DNF now.
Would have been much happier, much more safely positioned in the match. Although I say safely positioned again, we will be eliminating 2 players here. So, I mean, it's Retzal and Gareth both trying to chase down Derp and Belabruce at the moment. I mean, you look at Derp's score, we haven't really touched on it, but Derp's still on 65. Really looking good in the match and looking great in this round as well. Sitting in a comfortable first place, nearly a full second ahead of anyone else. And again, not really any mistakes, just lower jumps, riskier jumps from Derp on the way through at the moment as everybody takes the triangle this time around. Bruce gaining on Retzal through this section. They will both head down the hill at about the same time. Good speed from Retzal. Bruce at the last second decides not to go for it. Retzal is going to have to go safe lines, clipping that jump on the way through. Gareth with an awkward landing, but still plenty of speed. Will make it home in third as Derp takes a round win that was pretty comfortable, honestly, from Derp out front. Never really looked shaky. And Bruce happy with the second place on that round.
And that's a pretty decent rounds time there from Derp. That's third place in what we've seen out of all the times. Admittedly, it's 0.8 behind the Crows and Babs, but I mean, it's Crows and Babs, what you can do. It's faster than everybody else so far today, so...
Yeah, looking very, very solid on that map. Unfortunately, that was our last round on Go Wild, and so we head to the 4th map in the pack, going to Pistith Rhaeadr. I don't know, Pistith Rhaeadr.
Lovely attempt. I feel like it's been different every time, but lovely attempt. It
definitely has, yeah. I've been doing my best, and my best is apparently not good enough when it comes to trying to speak Welsh.
At least didn't have the Scottish accent this time.
That'll sneak through eventually.
Yeah. But it's exciting. We have Derp on his own ahead. There's still a bit of a gap here. 17 points between Gareth and Bruce in second place. It's not insurmountable, as we saw in the semi-finals earlier. Yeah. In any stretch of the imagination, especially if you just need a few bad maps and that's it. You've lost 20, 30 points.
Yeah, so absolutely. It can go very quickly. But there is definitely, I think, worryingly for Retzal and Gareth, kind of a two-tier system going on in this match at the moment, with Retzal and Gareth both a long way behind Bruce and Derp. And so, yeah, I think this is it. This is the map where change needs to start happening for those two players if they want a chance at staying alive in Cwpan Cymru.
Very much so. Coming into this round here, we've got the first Ice 180. Bruce is taking it the lowest, so the others should have more speed coming out of it. You can see Derp does have more speed coming into the dirt section. Outside dirt, but it's not the most difficult outside dirt. Who'll take more speed from it? It looks like Derp and Bruce again. Retzal is in fourth. Gareth not too far behind in third. Who'll go close to the outside there? Derp will, but they'll all make it. Coming now into the second half of the map. Derp seems quite comfortable so far in the semi-final. A touch there from Bruce. And
touch from everybody except Retzal. All three of them entered in front of Retzal. All three of them exit behind Retzal. Bruce, with the worst of it though, has dropped a long way down from everyone else. Derp and Garrett still close through the middle of the track. Retzal has inherited first place, holds on to first place, and wins the round as everybody else made the mistakes in front of them.
Yeah, I would love to see their faces. I assume that's that's an amusing time.
Yeah, mostly stoic, frankly. I don't think they all quite realized that all of them made the
Bruce
exact same mistake.
Smile.
Bruce always has a little bit of a smile, you know. Bruce is having a good time out there, and why wouldn't you? Still sitting pretty comfortably, still about 14 points ahead of third place, but it is starting to shrink rapidly. I mean, you said it, that 20-point gap is, hey, it's big, it's relevant. It can disappear quickly in this reverse cup mode, though.
Yes, and something else important to note, this is last chance for all these players. If they do fall into the bottom two, they're out of the tournament. And even more for... Oh, it's a mistake there from Bruce! And that is a huge mistake. But the thing is as well, if you do finish fourth or third, if you finish in third, you beat the person in fourth. That's it, you finished ahead of them in the tournament. So every position does matter at this stage. But as we come into the end of the map here, Derp out front, Gareth with a fairly big mistake. And is that a mistake from Derp? Retzal could have more speed here with the drift. Retzal does have more speed, but had to release a little bit. So Derp does win the round. But again, Bruce, that's 10 more points off. That's within 10 now of Retzal and 11 away from Gareth.
Yeah, and I mean, Retzal looking very solid on Pistith at the moment. They inherited the lead on the previous round, but drove a good race this time around as well for second place. So... Bruce, it's starting to get dangerous. I mean, Bruce managed to hold on at the bottom for a little while in that upper bracket semi-final, but this time around is in the position of power heading into our last couple of maps and is maybe not leveraging that lead as much as he'd like to kind of make it difficult for the other two below him.
Nope, that's true, but Bruce now is in first. If he can keep it consistent, although it is close enough that the others could overtake him. I look like he touched there, but he did just manage to avoid that. Although maybe all of them touch and then we just don't realise again. But we shall see. Retzal still within touching distance. Gareth with a really nice line there, taking speed, but drifts early and makes a mistake with the crash. And Retzal is in first place, but Derp has a little bit more speed. It's super dead even between all of them. Who will take the last drift with more speed? Retzal needs to push here, and Retzal does push, but not enough. Bruce with a mistake. Will Retzal pass on the line? He will. And that is a third place snatched out of first there from Bruce. Great drift from Derp to take the speed through, and that's a good luck memento there for Gareth.
Yeah, that's Gareth down to last chance, and honestly a very costly release from Bruce right on that final corner. Losing the place to Retzal is a big swing when the points are where they are at the moment, with Bruce only 6 away from Retzal instead of a more comfortable kind of 10 or so that he would have been if he had managed to hold on to second place in that last round. So it'll be eyes on Gareth in this round anyway, because it is Gareth on last chance, fighting to send someone else down alongside him, and Retzal most definitely the player at risk at the moment. Last place in the round, only 8 points away from last chance.
Yep, and I think to be honest, it would be a bit of a surprise from the start if Retzal goes through, but it's looking like there's a good chance of that at this point. I mean, obviously in last place at the moment, but with people making mistakes and Retzal seemingly making less, I know I've just said that, so there will be a mistake, but seemingly so far has been looking good, and that's a really good overtake. This could be Gareth's last chance here. Gareth is slower, no mistakes ahead, and Gareth's out. What a snipe at the end there from retzal. That was such a good drift.
Yeah, and I mean, retzal, look, it's not ideal. It is third place. It's -7, but does get rid of Gareth. Does have Bruce down to 10 points as well. We're now in 3 players remaining, which does mean that all of a sudden the points repartition has switched up. It'll be -2 for first place. It'll be -6 for second. It will be -9 points for third place. So retzal definitely going to last chance after this next round. Can't drop Bruce to last chance in this round no matter what happens, because it is the worst you can get, barring, of course, a DNF, is -9 for Bruce. And that does mean that things are a little bit scary. Derp is comfortable. Derp is very happy out front on 61 points still. Has driven a great match and is looking like the clear favourite to move on through from this position. But it's still tight at the bottom.
It is indeed. It's Bruce just needs to not be last. I mean, even though he won't go into last chance, if Bruce can just have that mindset of not being last, getting into second place, then I think eventually Derp's going to win the round. I mean, feels like Derp hasn't lost a round in months at this point. I feel like it's been 61 for a very long time. Maybe even a map. I think Derp might have won every round on that map. So, well, we'll see going into Clandau whether Derp can keep it up. If Derp does keep it up, it's basically a straight shootout here. So retzal needs to really push, and I think some of the end pushes from retzal have been quite impressive. So as long as still in with a shout at the end, we'll have a race on our hands.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll see. I mean, Derp just here to play Kingmaker in some ways at the moment, absolutely. Depends on if the mistakes come through from Derp, or if Derp can just close it out quickly as well. Looking for clean lines, looking for clean rounds from Derp, and we could just be 2 rounds away from Derp having locked this in. And we'll just see who joins him along with it as well. It's a slow start for Bruce on this round, a little ways behind, but it is managing to stay within distance. So if there's a mistake on the bug slide here from retzal, it could be a big issue on this round. It doesn't look like there will be, as it is retzal and Derp still fighting out front. Little bit of a throwaway round for everyone. I mean, retzal is going to go into last chance no matter what happens. The main trick really is just trying to push Bruce down as close as possible to last chance as well. But Bruce is almost definitely on last chance after this round, after the next round anyway. As
that was close.
Really throw it away, absolutely. But it will be Bruce, -9. It's retzal last chance. It's Bruce on 1 point as well. So we have 2 players who've managed to avoid last chance by 1 point in this match. And I mean, it matters, right? Because Bruce has 1 more life now.
Very much does. As you mentioned, a little bit of a throwaway round, but you wanna get your confidence in before round 2. You want Bruce to be more nervous, and I think at place there, Bruce will be more nervous. And Bruce is now in 3rd place, which is exactly what retzal needs. And a mistake there as well from Bruce. So it's not the most costly mistake. It's only about 0.2, maybe 0.3 behind, but it's enough. That's all retzal needs. If retzal can keep it clean till the end, then that's good for them. That will be a double last chance, but still a lot of the track to play. Still more mistakes that could be had. That's a weird way to set up for that bug slide from retzal. I didn't necessarily like it. Did work. And that's now 0.7 ahead. So this part of the track, there's less mistakes here, but that is very wide from retzal. It still shouldn't be enough to lose the place, but it's now only 0.4 between retzal and Bruce. Gone back up to 0.5. As long as the... Oh, that is a...
Oh, no.
That's a mistake from Derp. It doesn't matter. But that is a mistake from Derp.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, Derp is on 50 points instead of 57 when everyone else is on last chance. It's not the end of the world for Derp, I think. And it will come down to this. You have to feel 1 more round to decide who moves through. Do or die. Retzal versus Bruce. Which one of them can keep clean out on track?
Well, you're going to be eating your words after the 6 last in a row from Derp.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure about that being the way things are going to go here at all. As well, yes, I say that. Derp is wheel to wheel with retzal at the back, matching car skins, both in that beautiful black and gold Cwpan Cymru skin. And it is currently Derp drifting a little ways further back. So who knows yet? We may have 1 more left in us. We might even get to see another map again.
Wow, we'll see. That would be impressive. I would love to see that, but I was a little bit but you know, fingers crossed, that would be exciting. But up front, Belabruce quite a distance ahead. Retzal could still be passed here, and that is a really good line from Derp, but more speed. Retzal went wider, so there should be more speed. Very inside. Actually has less speed. I think this might be overtake on the...
That's it.
And
it's
that
done.
is GG.
Yeah, Retzal just
Maybe
couldn't
not going
quite
to that next
hold it.
map.
Not going to be seeing that next map, as unfortunately Retzal just not able to hold it through the last couple of corners there. And Bruce, I mean, was having a rough time of it on Landau, but managed to get it done right at the end, picked up the pace when he needed to, and held on to deny Retzal that comeback. So it'll be Bruce and it'll be Derp moving on in the lower bracket, and we are going to rapidly go over and try and see what's going on with the upper bracket, because they should still be playing over there at the moment. Yatta.
Yes, we will be joining. I hope it's not mid-round, but...
It'll be mid-round, and that'll be fine. I can tell you what's going on, which is that Louis has already been eliminated. Yatta, you have joined, and we're briefly on the scoreboard, which made me nervous, but I don't think we've broken anything by joining, which is good news. It is a Kroos currently on 10 points and looking to drop to 1 point, pulling a Bruce, as we call that in the biz, but might get the overtake done on iPad here. Would be an important overtake, because the iPad is on last chance, but Kroos is still in last place there. So Babs out in front in this match still at the moment, and I forgot to jump us into game on that one. I was trying to make sure I didn't leak any passwords. Instead, I just didn't leak any match.
Well, Babs as well on that round, getting the third fastest time that we've seen so far on this map, so that's very impressive from him. And we've got a last chance, a 1 point, and then Babs on 9, so this really could be anyone going through to the final. The iPad's looking very quick out the start here. That's a good line. Should have enough speed to hold that first place. And it's dead even between Babs and a Kroos, who has more speed. It looks like Babs has a little speed. A higher jump there for the iPad. I don't know if that's going to give Babs enough space to catch up. Babs with a high jump though, and that's a mistake from the iPad. That could be it. That could be the upper bracket final decided here. It's not the last life here for the iPad, but unless there's any huge mistakes up front.
It's done.
No, I mean, in the tournament, it's not his last life.
True.
So
that's correct.
We will see him again.
Yeah.
But unless there's a huge mistake on the ice, which I highly... Oh, Babs is giving it a good go, but no, it's...
Thought about it for sure, yeah. But
that is GG.
Yeah, got in just in time to see the final elimination. And I mean, based on how close a lot of the scores were there as well, you'd have to imagine Louis was probably relatively close on the way through as well. But I have no idea. Could be entirely wrong on that one as well. And it will be Babs, and it'll be a Kroos moving forward in the upper bracket there as well. Louis and the iPad sent down to it. And I mean, Babs and a Kroos still very close on the scores as well. The iPad right up there on the scores with them too. I think we're setting up for a very exciting final as well here today, Yatta. But we still have one more match to go before that very exciting final. We're going to be heading down to our lower bracket final quite soon, not immediately. We're going to throw to a quick break first. But again, I mean, looking at how the lower bracket final went, looking at how those upper bracket semifinals went, you'd expect normally, right, Louis and the iPad to make it through as the players that dropped from this upper bracket. I don't know. I have the feeling it could be closer than that.
Well, we saw them in the upper bracket semifinal where they to go through against some of the same players, and it didn't quite go the way we expected. This is actually a complete rematch. It is, isn't it? It's a complete rematch.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's the same thing. So, so we shall see. But it does look like Yopad was playing better. So maybe he's warmed up. Maybe we're in with a shout here. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We're going to throw to a quick break. I will drop the last piece of information that the iPad was apparently last chance before Louis in that match. So it was definitely close the entire way through. So drama at Cwpan Cymru. We're going to throw to a break. We're going to leave you on the cam so we'll all be able to see when the players get back and get ready for the lower bracket semi-final. That's a lie. Lower bracket final coming up in 30 minutes is the information. This is not going to be a quick break. Players need to go and get something to eat and the rest of it. So we'll be back in 30 minutes or so. Keep an eye on the cams. We'll be back when the players are back. See you soon.